So we're looking at the next topic, variables. Okay, I mentioned it in the earlier video. All right. So as I mentioned that, look, in statistics we love looking at something that changes. Okay, if all human beings were created the same, nobody has a special talent. Everybody is the same. Our hands, our legs, everything is the same. Everything is the same. Nobody changes. Then we wouldn't have anything to worry about. Okay, but it happens that it's not like that. One person is different from the other. Okay, so those things, those variations make statistics very interesting. You want to look at them. So variables are properties or characteristics of some event, okay, object or persons that can take on different values or amounts. So when you look at let's say height, it's a variable. Why? Because if you pick human beings, their height or human height is not constant. It changes from person to person. That makes it a variable. So when you go to, hey, my brother, what's your height? He says, let's say 4 feet. Somebody say 5 feet. Somebody say 6 feet. Somebody say 5.5 feet. Okay, so you see that there is variation from persons to persons. There is changes. Okay, that makes it so interesting to study. You say constants do not vary. Okay, constants do not vary. So variables, we are trying to classify or categorize variables. Okay, so variables can be one, it can be independent or dependent. Independent or dependent. We'll look at them. Variables can be discrete or continuous. Okay, variables can be discrete or continuous. Variables can be qualitative or quantitative. Okay, right. So when you say variables are independent or dependent variables, so when you are conducting an experiment, okay, so when somebody is conducting an experiment, now you want to look at the effectiveness of a certain drug. Okay, so you would take the drugs, maybe different drugs. Okay, so those drugs, the drug you take, you can call that drug an independent variable, because look, you are trying to look at the effect of that drug on the person. Okay, on the person. Okay, so you are manipulating the drug to get a result, an output. So that output is a dependent variable because it is coming as a result of the manipulations you did to the other variable. Okay, so for example, an experimenter might compare the effectiveness of 4 types of antidepressants, so something that lowers depression. So there are 4 types of antidepressants. The person wants to look at the effectiveness. How effective is this? All right, so to get away depression. So in this case, the variable is type of antidepressant. Okay, type of antidepressant, and then the type of antidepressant changes. There are different of them. So maybe you can give them names. They are different. They are not the same, and they work differently. Okay, probably achieving same results or different results, better results or something. They are not the same. So that's the variability in it. So when a variable is manipulated by an experimenter, it is called an independent variable. Okay, so you are manipulating the antidepressant to see the effect it will have on depression. Okay, so you see that now depression, being relieved from your depression is dependent on the depressant. Okay. So the experimenter seek to determine the effect of independent variable on relief from what? Depression. In this example, relief from depression is called a dependent variable, because being relieved from a certain depression is dependent on the type of antidepressant they will give it to you. Okay, it's also dependent on which of the antidepressant worked very well. All right. Okay. So that is that. In general, the independent variable is manipulated by the experimenter, and its effect on the dependent variable are measured. Okay, its effect on. So you want to put money into business, and you want to get a profit. So the money you are putting into the business is the money you are manipulating. So kind of that is going to be your independent variable, and your output, your interest will be dependent on the amount of money you put into the system. Okay, so the higher amount of money you put into the business, the more interest or profit you are getting. So here your profit is depending on your money you put into the business. So profit is dependent variable, okay, and then the independent variable will be the amount you put in the business, because now amounts you put in the business varies, it changes. So somebody would, from person to person, somebody will put in 10 cedis, others will put 40 cedis, somebody will put 100 cedis, and then the results that will come, which is be the profit or the interest, will also change. Somebody will put 10 cedis, gets a profit of 1 cedi, somebody will put 10 cedi, get a profit of 2 cedis. So that is the variability. Okay, take note of that too. And when we say it's qualitative or quantitative, so qualitative variables are those that expresses a qualitative attribute such as hair color, eye color, religion, favorite movie, gender, and so on. So there is categories. Here there is no numbers. Even if you use numbers, they don't mean numbers, they still mean categories. Okay, so here there are names. You look at names. Okay, so you look at the names such as the hair color, the eye color, religion. So religion is not static, it's not constant, it's variable. Okay, it's variable. So because when you mention religion, somebody say I'm a Christian, somebody say I'm a Muslim, somebody will say I'm a Judaism, Buddhism, and stuff. There is a lot of them variation. We say, hey, favorite movie, everybody will have different favorite movie. We won't have same favorite movies. It's never happened like that. Gender is not static. Somebody will be a male, somebody will be female, somebody will be bisexual or by gender or something. When you say eye color, somebody say no, me my eye is white, is black or something. My hair, some say blonde, black, brown, gray, a lot of colors. All right. So it changes. The values of a qualitative variable do not imply a numerical ordering. Okay, so you can't say, if I say my favorite movie is Into the Badlands, and somebody says my favorite movie is Pa, you can't arrange them and say Pa is better than you can say Pa is number one and then Badland will be number two. There's no ordering. You can order them. Okay, for example, values of religion variables differ qualitatively. No ordering of religions is implied, right? So we say qualitative variables are also referred to as categorical variables. So where you see categorical, qualitative, they are the same. So I said qualitative is categories, so saying categorical variables is just normal. So quantitative variables are those variables that are measured in terms of numbers. Some examples are height, weight, shoe size, and then stuff. So many. So this is very obvious. Those deal with numbers. Height, weight, shoe size. Okay. All right. So discrete variables can take only certain. So now we're looking at discrete and continuous. So discrete can only take certain values